Hi, welcome. This is Angela from Ascended World, bringing you element 27 of the Worthiness course as part of the Adventures in Wonderland program. And today, on the second to last element, we're talking about fun and ease and worthiness, having worthiness for things to be fun and easy. And that sounds like, an oversimplification, but it covers so much material. And, when you looked at the workbook, right? And the prompts were life is fun and easy for me. I create fun and ease in my daily life. Fun and ease flow from all of my thoughts, words, and deeds. So think about that. How many times do you say, oh, this is going to stink. Oh, this is going to be terrible. Oh, I dread this because it's going to take so much, or it's going to be so hard, or blank, right? We have it so incorporated into our reality that we are, like that we have to do something hard. It has to be hard. And we also believe that it has to be hard to be worthwhile in many ways, and that we have to suffer through something for it to be a worthwhile lesson or a worthwhile experience. And we talk about that, it's almost like a romanticism of having the big, journey, the epic journey. And the epic journey implies that it had to be hard and that we had to overcome really hard obstacles. And, it's this constant incorporation into our thoughts, words, and deeds of saying, oh, well, this is going to be hard, but I'll suffer through it, right? Or this is going to be a challenge. Or, oh, I hate that it's always so hard. Oh, I hate that it always takes so much time. And this goes back to a lot of creationism of like, the secret stuff, and our thoughts become words, our thoughts become things and stuff like that, because we put so much energy in separation, believing we're unworthy and that we have to prove ourselves. And we've somewhere along the line decided that the way we prove ourselves is to make things hard, and to make them hard for ourselves, to give ourselves obstacles to overcome, that it's more fun to be here. It's more fun to be here when we have a lot of pain and suffering. Really. I mean, and people think, oh, that's ridiculous. No, because if it wasn't true, then we wouldn't have it here, because we create this. And we've created this level of density and separation, in my understanding, to feel what we feel through the senses we've created here. Taste, touch, smell, feel, hear, and and taste, and we enjoy them so much, because all of those are triggered by some friction or some contrast that happens in separation, right? And so we enjoy that experience of suffering and pain, because then with suffering and pain, then we recognize what bliss is, we recognize what ease and fun is, because we believe that that's the only way we can do it, right? We believe that that's the only way we can have the full experience, because we feel like we're leaving it out if we have it. So, the thing is, here's the thing, we've had so many lifetimes here, my understanding. Those of us who are here to manage the Earth Project through its completion, we've had many lives. And in all of that, we've had plenty of suffering. We've had plenty of lack. We have been blind and deaf and mute. We have, had a lot of pain. We've had a lot of friction. We've been chefs. We've been, dirty. We've been clean. We've created all of those experiences through that separation and duality and, equal and opposite kind of things. So when we look at fun and ease, we're like, oh, well, but that's then leaving out all the other stuff. It's like, no, it's already complete, right? And I choose now, by the way, and fun and ease and hard and suffering and pain and lack, those are all decisions, right, in separation. And they're also judgments in separation. To say something is painful is really how it's perceived. So let me give you an example of that. So, okay, I had a situation like several years ago where, I had the Department of Transportation bought the house that we had lived in for 22 years, right? My husband and my kids grew up there and all kind of stuff. And they bought it because they're putting a road through it and all this kind of stuff. And many are saying, oh, that's horrible. And make sure you get attorneys and make sure you do this and make sure you do that because they're going to try to screw you. And my husband and I chose to say, no, it's going to be great. Because you know what? It's about time for us to move. The girls are grown up. We want a different kind of house, different kind of situation. We're ready. Might as well make the best of the situation, right? And allow it to be even more than we could even imagine. And so it was funny how many conversations we had because people were like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. And I'm like, why? Why? We're happy about it. We're fine with it. Honestly, 22 years was a lot of wear and tear on the house, right? Which had already been like 20 years old when we bought it. Not 20 years old. It was 10 years old when we bought it. And then it was like, well, and this way they bought it as is. We didn't have to do like spend a whole bunch of money in fixing it up and this and that. It was literally a great experience for us. So we set it up to say, okay, it's gonna be great. We're gonna get plenty of money. We're gonna get like more than we could even imagine. And then from that, we will find the perfect house. It's gonna be incredible and everything we could possibly imagine and more, right? And so my husband and I set that up, and that's what we kept on saying. That's what I would set up in my meditation, and I would hold that space. And guess what? We had a great experience. We had a great relocation agent that they assigned us, and she got us the most that we could possibly have gotten. We fired our attorneys because the attorneys even said, oh, yeah, no, that's a really good offer. That's really good. And we don't know that what you would pay us, in terms of a difference of what we could possibly get would really be worthwhile. And we felt good about that. And so we found the perfect house and everything else because we chose. And there are many who went through the same process, many in this area who did because they're putting in this road, and they didn't have the best experience, or they, had complaints and problems and issues because they went into it complaining, saying it was going to be bad, saying it was going to be hard, saying that I know the state's going to try to screw me, all that kind of stuff. And they ended up having that experience. So it's all what we choose, right? It's how we choose to experience it. And this time around, I'm choosing, you know what? I've done all that suffering. I've done plenty of it in the early parts of my life. And I am really psyched and happy and so welcome to explore everything in fun and ease and to have the lessons complete just as worthwhile in fun and ease as I would have had in suffering. And you know what? I embrace that every day. I look at it in my meditations every day. And when we can do that, because I'm worth it. I'm worth it. And as I realize more and more my power of my creation in my own reality, as the divine expresses me, guess what? I can choose that. And I recognize I can choose that. And I am worthy of choosing that. I don't have to prove myself. I don't have to you know, do some miraculous suffering and get over some huge obstacles just to prove that I am, worthy of being loved by the divine, because I am the divine and of course I would love me. So this is where this is really important, because when we start to accept that we are worthy to have this fun and ease, I am worthy to be, infinitely wealthy. I am worthy to have infinite fun and ease and excitement and joy and laughter and love, right? Then I create that for myself. And the more we step into that worthiness, the more we do it. And then it's just incredible every day, every moment. So, on that, our intention, our creation for the day is I'm worthy to remember how to and allow myself to have my entire journey be fun and easy. We can. We're worth it. We're powerful enough to do it because it is our creation. So let's close our eyes, open our heart, step out of separation into the oneness and wholeness. And from there, let's hold this vibration of where that is our truth, and that's from where we exist and create and enjoy. All right. That was really light and nice and bubbly, literally bubbly. I saw us all with like little the bubble wands, and we started blowing bubbles, and all of our things that we were creating were in the bubbles, and we just like would touch it and it would pop, and we would laugh, and it would sort of be tickly, and we would just do that, and then they would all run together and make bigger bubbles, and that felt really nice, really nice. Okay, and so our fabulous affirmation for today is, I am worthy for my journey to be fun and easy. Explore that one, play with it. And we're down to one more element until the completion of this course. And then, you can go back and start over or move on to the next one. So have a great one, and we'll see you for the next element. Have a good day.